man. You're baldy. He's come for the job, hasn't he? He's come to kill me.
That's it.
The time has come to do it again. Usyk versus Fury 2 is on the way live December 21st from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And now we get set for the fighters to go face to face, along with Frank Warren.
For one last time, Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk had their final face-to-face clash ahead of their fight week. The video was released by DAZN, and aside from the stern face-off and mind games both fighters came up with, there was also an interview where they made wicked promises to each other as Tyson Fury showed up looking very much like his normal self.
1st December.
Sexy beast. The shaved head suits him. He looks sexy.
The reason you thought the judges gave it to him because his country was at war.
I don't regret anything. Why would I regret that? It was a close fight.
In a recent interview on DAZN along with Usyk and his promoter, as well as the Mancunian's own promoter Frank Warren, Fury said, "There will be a rematch, a trilogy, there's got to be. If he wins one and I win one, I can't say I'm better, and he can't say he's better. There has to be a third one."
Tyson wins, are you in a situation where Usyk would want the rematch from his side? He would probably want the trilogy.
If he wins, depending how he wins, of course they'd want to be looking for a rubber match. It makes a lot of sense.
Because
the Gypsy King was back to his outspoken best throughout the interview, labeling Usyk an idiot and confidently claiming he will win the fight in a fortnight's time. Fury has until now maintained a low profile as he continues to work through an intense training camp alongside trainer Sugar Hill Stewart. His previous defeat saw him outclassed in the ring by Usyk, who again delivered on his underdog status and displayed incredible athleticism to negate the difference in height and reach.
Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk, and Oleksandr Usyk. We will talk to these guys and they will go face to face right now here live on DAZN.
Fight talk!
Tell us about this hairstyle. Are you doing the Tyson Fury starter kit? What's going on?
But Fury seems to be aiming to make the most of his size advantage against Usyk this time around, with the 36-year-old looking to have packed on serious muscle mass ahead of the mouth-watering contest. The Wythenshawe-born boxer has been recruiting a vast array of sparring partners in preparation to take on the Ukrainian, with Kevin Larina amongst those hired by Fury's training team. The duo went toe-to-toe in a series of intense sparring sessions, and the South African shared an image of the pair standing side by side afterwards, with the Gypsy King's giant figure taking fans by surprise. Excitement levels for the upcoming bout went up a notch as a sensational horror movie-like trailer for the contest was released last week. The 2-minute clip shows Usyk and Fury appearing in each other's daily lives, with the rematch constantly playing on their minds.
A head have like remember what you do, memory, yeah, head have memory. Because my first fight, it was in the past. Now, it's present. My focus.
The Gypsy King gets spooked on several occasions when Usyk's face appears on everyday people, such as a nurse, police officer, and even a little girl. The most disturbing moment for Fury came when he was sitting down with his wife, Paris, who claimed the heavyweight boxer had been distant ever since the first fight with Usyk. As she reached out to grab Fury's hand and tell the 36-year-old about how much she missed him, her face morphed into Usyk. Fury, who was horrified by the sight of Usyk's face on his wife's shoulders, pushed his plate off the table and stormed out of the room. The trailer also played homage to the moment John Fury headbutted a member of Usyk's team in the build-up to the first fight in Saudi Arabia. However, speaking during a face-off with DAZN, Fury insisted he enjoyed a fantastic training camp and that he was beaten fair and square by the Ukrainian warrior. The Englishman showed a touch of class to give Usyk his flowers, saying, "Never once have I ever said I had any problems in camp, because I didn't. I heard a load of dumbheads talking about stuff that I had a lot of problems in camp, but I didn't have any problems. I had a fantastic training camp." Fury said he was frustrated by those looking for an excuse for his defeat. The 36-year-old added, "He beat me fair and square, give the man his props."
That's my opinion. I don't hate Usyk. He made me millions of dollars. But you had your little chance to knock me out, didn't you? You couldn't do it.
You too have chance.
Hit me 10 shots. Boom.
I don't understand why people have got an excuse like, "I lost the fight because I didn't train great," or "I lost the fight because the chef didn't cook me the right foods." He won the fight. That's it. That's the end of it. There's nothing more to say. There's no excuses. I had a fantastic training camp. I thought I did fantastic in the fight, and he did fantastic. So he got his result. Fair play, end of. There's no more talking to be said. I did nothing wrong and I did everything good, so did he. Despite coming up short in the first fight, Fury says he hasn't made any major changes ahead of the rematch. He said, he got the decision, a split decision, a cat's whisker. If I would have got the decision, great.
Pop, 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 pop.
Don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone.
What does that even mean? Don't be afraid. I've had many boxing.
He got the decision, fantastic. There's not much to say, is there? Am I going to change everything in my camp because I lost a split decision? Hell no. Sugar Hill Stewart insists that he and Tyson Fury have already agreed on what is required to defeat Oleksandr Usyk on December 21st. Fury and Usyk return to the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to contest the WBA, WBO, and WBC heavyweight titles 7 months after Usyk outpointed Fury to win the undisputed title in one of the fights of 2024. It was the dramatic 9th round when the 36-year-old Fury so nearly got stopped that ultimately delivered victory for Usyk.
Matches before and not been afraid. It wasn't a one-sided beatdown, it was a close fight. Could have won either way.
I'm small man. This is big man. It's a not play. Boxing, it's a hard sport.
Good luck in the training camp, prepare good.
In the aftermath of what unfolded, criticisms were aimed at Fury's corner, where Stewart, his assistant trainer Andy Lee, and Fury's father John vied to be heard, but Stewart is regardless adamant that very little needs to change. What went wrong was Tyson got caught in the 9th round, he got knocked down, and that knockdown cost him the fight, the trainer told Boxing Scene. If you say all the other things, which everybody else seems to think is more important to me, the most important thing is, don't get caught in the 9th round. Don't get caught, period. You make a mistake, you get caught, don't make the mistake again. Simple as that.
One important lesson, don't get caught in the 9th round.
Do you think that's what it came down to? Do you think if the 9th round didn't happen, you guys were in control, you would have won the fight?
I think that's what the scorecards reflect, and obviously I do too.
Obviously, Fury knows. In life, you learn lessons. This ain't the first lesson he's learned in life, where he's been knocked down and had to get up or whatever. So it's how you respond to what happens to you in life which makes you a better person. I'm as confident as I was last time. I didn't know he was going to get caught. He didn't know either, obviously, or he wouldn't have gotten caught. I don't sense any frustrations from Tyson. He knows he made a mistake and he has to correct that mistake. The mistake has to be corrected. Don't let the mistake happen. Stewart was then asked if sharing the ring with Usyk had made the rematch even more difficult because of the opportunity the Ukrainian, 37, had to learn to read Fury and what adjustments are required, and he responded, "They both shared the ring, so they both gained experience. Don't get caught."
I think that's what the scorecards reflect, and obviously I do too.
In the build-up to that fight, Sugar, obviously we saw Alexander mention he was going to always be in front of Tyson, he was coming for Tyson, and that's how it proved to play out.
As the Saudi showdown edges nearer and predictions are made, opinions are split in the boxing world. CEO of Matchroom Boxing Promotions, Eddie Hearn, has made a dramatic U-turn on who he thinks will triumph in the fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk just 2 weeks before the heavyweights meet for their rematch. The Ukrainian beat the Gypsy King on points in May to become the undisputed world champion, coming back from a rocky few rounds in the middle of the bout to finish strongly. Indeed, Usyk almost put Fury away in the 9th round of an absorbing fight, rocking the Brit with a flurry of 14 unanswered punches, which left his opponent leaning on the ropes for support.
The win, because he's British, and I think it could set up, I mean, whatever happens is going to set up a big AJ fight, but for the World Championship would be unbelievable. I think
the 36-year-old somehow survived the onslaught and made it to the end of the contest, but the Ukrainian has recently claimed he can learn from the first bout and perform even better in the rematch. The fight is scheduled to take place in Saudi Arabia on December 21st, with the Gypsy King seeking revenge following his only career loss to date. Promoter Hearn has now joined those giving their pre-bout predictions in an interview with IFL TV and has sensationally changed his mind from the last time he previewed the contest. He said, "If Fury wins and I'm actually leaning towards him, I've had a little bit of a switch. Fury could fight AJ, Anthony Joshua for the unified world heavyweight title."
it's very difficult to bet against Usyk when he's beaten you already. I think Tyson can be better. I think obviously with the cut and everything before. Probably his build-up wasn't, you know, what it should or could be.
This marks a change of heart for the 45-year-old Matchroom Sport chairman after he predicted a Usyk win just weeks ago in a conversation with the same YouTube channel. I have no idea how to beat Usyk, but Tyson Fury is a very smart fighter, he said in October. He has smart people in the corner, but also from an IQ level in boxing, he's right up there. Unfortunately, so is Oleksandr Usyk. So my money, especially when he's won the first fight, will always be on Oleksandr Usyk. My heart wants to see Tyson Fury win, not just because he's British, but also because I want to set up the AJ fight. I'd love to see him do it, but I do see him as the underdog in this fight.
What can he do differently? Like, I was quite fascinated in the first fight by the fact that Usyk walked him down and beat him up. Like, I thought Fury might come out on the front foot.
Hearn's remarks come after the Gypsy King confirmed plans last week for a third bout against his currently unbeaten opponent before accepting that he would need to win the rematch first. Cruiserweight champion Jai Opetaia, a former sparring partner of Fury, has faith in the Briton. I feel like in this fight, we're going to see a version of Fury that we haven't seen for a long time. A hungry Fury, who knows he can be beaten if he doesn't perform well, said the Australian.
Like Fury has the tools to beat him. You know, I feel like he can beat him. He just needs to perform better and prepare a bit better. But, you know, I'm not doubting him. I think he's a great fighter. But if he comes the same way...
So I feel like he's going to be preparing the best he's prepared in a long time to win this fight. He knew his boxing IQ was better than a lot of those fighters that he's been fighting. He relied on that. This one, he can't rely on that natural ability. He needs to put in the hard work as well, and I feel like we're going to see that. Meanwhile, Derek Chisora, a former opponent of Fury and Usyk, is picking the Ukrainian to triumph again. Chisora, who lost to Fury thrice and Usyk once, said,
"Him and Usyk sparring, not enough fighting, so he understands that. He's gonna do it again. This time, I won't be surprised if we don't stop Tyson."
You think you'd stop?
Usyk is still the same, bro. It's going to be a good fight. We're going to see a little bit of difference, but you have to understand, Tyson will come a little bit different, but Usyk will come a little bit different as well. But as the scales hit right now, my money's still edging on Usyk. Elsewhere, ex-world champion Joe Cordina, who fought on the undercard of Fury Usyk one like Opetaia, predicted, Fury rounds 8 to 12 stoppage. He'll struggle with the footwork of Usyk for the first half, and then he'll just think, I've got to get on it now. And the weight, the size will all come into play.
He's like a bigger version of Lomachenko, but I just think Fury is if he turns up, he can beat anyone on the planet. So yeah, it's a great card for me to be.
Another former world champion, Carl Frampton, echoed that sentiment. He said, I fancy Fury. My mind hasn't really swayed from start to finish, which is strange in a fight of this magnitude. I've been saying Fury from the start. I think Fury is in the zone now. He's serious. He's ready to fight. Both guys seem to be very, very confident. Both, I think, know it's going to be a difficult fight. Back in the heavyweight division, Fabio Wardley and Ajit Kabayel differed in their opinions. Wardley, the reigning British champion, said, a lot of people I've spoken to within the industry are edging towards Usyk. Those predictions are more so mentality-based. I also think he's more focused on the task at hand, focused on the job, and is dedicated.
Said a bit, you're always looking for any little 1% along the way that you can.
Let's talk about your last outing. Congratulations, by the way. Now you've had some time to
Kabayel countered, Fury's mentality is better than last time. He's focused. He will win the fight. He has long arms. He is tall, and he is intelligent. He has everything. He works with the brain. This fight's very close. He is really good at boxing, Oleksandr Usyk. But in my heart, I think Fury wins the fight on points. I hate predictions, but I will say this. Amir Khan similarly backed Fury to right his wrong from May, with the former world champion saying, I just lean more towards Tyson in this fight. As we get closer to the fight, I feel like Tyson might be a little too thin. We know Fury can fight on his back foot, but we just don't know what to expect. Let's see, I'm gonna stick with Fury to win the fight, but there could be a few scares. But showing how divisive this rematch is proving, world champion Lauren Price picked Usyk to do the double over Fury.
It's a 50-50 fight, guys. Look, both guys are my friends. I respect both fighters, and but I just leaned a little bit more towards Tyson Fury because
Fury obviously is massive and a great champion, she said, but I can't go against Usyk. He's phenomenal. His ring IQ, everything really. Usyk by decision. Lennox Lewis, who once held all the belts himself, has been debating how the rematch plays out. Usyk ran out a split decision winner after 12 hard-fought and close rounds with his British rival. A statement ninth in which he had Fury seriously hurt helped him edge it on the cards.
To make some adjustments. If he didn't make any adjustments, then he would lose the fight again. So he would have to make some adjustments to win the fight. So he definitely has to go in there with a focused attitude. And
when giving his initial verdict on the return fight, Lewis has seemingly leaned towards Fury, righting the wrongs. But now, as the fight draws closer, he has told Droix on Boxing he cannot pick the Ukrainian to lose. Well, I cannot go against Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk has proven himself time and time again, and he's still undefeated. It really comes down to who boxes the best, who's smart in the ring. I didn't think Tyson Fury was smart in the first fight. I think he played around a little bit too much and allowed Oleksandr Usyk to really pile up the points. Oleksandr Usyk is a difficult opponent. He moves all the time. He's always throwing punches. He's in great shape, and that's hard to beat. The Lion then still laid out a path for his countrymen to have his hand raised,
being able to throw a lot more punches.
Is that just Tyson being Tyson, kind of saying that, not willing to give too much away, or do you think he genuinely believes that's kind of what he has to do, the rematch?
No, I don't.
I've always said the bigger man should win if they do the right thing. Tyson Fury has to do the right things in this fight to win, and that's use his jab, use his size, use his movement. UFC commentator and podcast host Joe Rogan has expressed his concerns for Tyson Fury ahead of his highly anticipated rematch with Oleksandr Usyk later this month. The Gypsy King is eager to redeem himself after suffering his first professional career loss to the Ukrainian in a split decision victory in Riyadh back in May. The two heavyweight titans are set to clash again on December 21st, and as Fury enters the final stages of his training camp, Rogan has shared his thoughts on the upcoming bout. The 57-year-old commentator suggests that the British heavyweight sensation may not be at his best. Rogan attributes this to the 3 grueling fights Fury had with Deontay Wilder, which he believes have taken a toll on him.
Eating him up, probably drives him nuts, and I bet you'll see an entirely different Tyson Fury in this next fight. In this next fight, you will see a focused fucking assassin.
Yes.
But he's fighting the craftiest heavyweight maybe of all time.
Despite never losing to the Bronze Bomber, Fury did sustain significant damage. Speaking on his podcast, Rogan stated, Fury was terrified of Wilder's power. He got dropped with a furious left hook. He got rocked in the 8th round. Bro, it's the same thing you see in the Usyk fight. He's not all there anymore. Those fights with Deontay Wilder took something out of him. 100%. With the rematch days away, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, is reportedly set to bulk up significantly for his fight against Usyk. TalkSports boxing expert Gareth A. Davies shared insights, stating, when Tyson beat Klitschko 9 years ago, he was a 27-year-old, very light on his feet. He bamboozled opponents with those telescopic arms, his movement and tying fighters up, Davies explained. That version went away in the 3 fights with Deontay Wilder, certainly the 2nd and 3rd fights, where he became a bigger hitter at 19.5 stone. I'm told internally from his camp that is where they intend him to be for Usyk in this fight, 19.5 stone.
Yeah.
Usyk is so slick. He is,
Yes.
I mean, he's the guy who's trained by the same guy that Lomachenko was trained by. So he's got just unbelievable movement. His angles, the way he boxes, his fucking feints and moves.
Fury is charged up to avoid consecutive losses and has declared an aggressive strategy towards his opponent, confidently asserting in an undisputed interview, I'm going to go in there with destroy mode, and admitted his caution in their first clash. Last time I went to box him, I was being cautious. Anybody can get caught, as we have seen in a lot of these heavyweight fights. Tyson Fury has vocalized his intentions with fiery determination, saying, but this time I'm not going for a points decision. I'm gonna knock that fool out. For the first time in years, I'm going in there as a challenger, not a champion, before adding, and I believe that I'm better as a challenger always, because I've got that goal of achieving something, and it's giving me a fire underneath. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.